Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here. Just recently I put out a video on comedy hypnosis instant inductions, and as a result I received an interesting question I thought would be a great thing to do a video on today. So let me go ahead and read the question to you. It says, "Hi, thanks for the video. The comedy stage hypnosis is interesting, but I tried to imagine myself on stage as a client or someone who wants to be hypnotized, and I found it impossible. Thinking about myself as a client makes me feel less confident. I'm sure I'm not the only one who is this way. What to do? Sincerely, Ludmilla." Well, Ludmilla, thank you for the question, and it's true, a lot of people are very uncomfortable about not only going on stage, but especially going to a hypnotist's office, which is what I want to speak about today. Fear of going to the hypnotist's office, or fear of the hypnotist. So some of the information I'll give you will help you with probably having confidence in going on stage if you really want to do that, but I'm going to focus on going to a hypnotist's office, or that kind of fear. Let's start with some general information. Number one, this is one of the basic things we teach in our course, is that you can't be made to do anything against your will or your nature in hypnosis. So if the hypnotist is planning on taking advantage of you and you don't want him to, okay, you'll know that, and you'll probably most likely open your eyes and say no. And even if you don't hear the hypnotist, because lots of us know that if you go to a certain level, usually the theta brainwave state, if you hit a deep level of hypnosis, you go through amnesia, and lots of people don't hear the hypnotist. However, if you're going to be asked to do something wrong, even when you don't consciously, I guess you could say, hear the hypnotist, you'll open your eyes and say, I don't want to do that. Because your subconscious mind is always on, always in that safety mode, and will alert you if something's happening that shouldn't be happening. So don't worry about doing anything against your nature under hypnosis, because you'll know about it. Now, what do we do so we don't even have to worry about that happening? Because go into a hypnotist's office and thinking, oh, is he going to make me do something unethical? You shouldn't even have that thought going in. So here's what you can do to physically to be able to prepare. Number one, research out your hypnotherapist. If you're going to be going to see them for smoking, stress, weight loss, whatever it is, do some research first. Unfortunately, most people just go to a doctor's office. I mean, how many people really check out their doctors? But they should just as well. So do you know anyone else in the area, maybe some of your friends or relatives who have been hypnotized before? Ask them their experience and who they went to see. But what if you don't know anyone who's been hypnotized, okay, and you're the first one in your area? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to ask questions. So in the phone call with your hypnotherapist, ask them some questions. It's okay to ask a hypnotherapist or even a doctor or anyone you're going to see where they were trained. Who trained you? How long have you been in business? Has your office always been there? Did you practice anywhere else? What's the number one type of client you've seen? What's the process for doing this session? What exactly is going to happen? So listen to what they say. Let them talk a little bit about what they do. And if you don't feel comfortable, move on to the next one, okay? Follow your intuition. It's very important. Your intuition is very effective. If you don't feel right, if there's a red flag, move on to the next one. So yes, it is okay to grill them, okay? If you find a good one, and hopefully you will, because there's a lot of them out there, but if you find a good hypnotherapist and you're ready to go see them, before you go, take a little time and do a little bit of imagination training, imagining yourself going there. So sit in a chair, close your eyes, and imagine yourself going to the hypnotist's office. Imagine yourself feeling confident and having great success as a result of it. Do this a few times, kind of like a role play of the entire situation. It doesn't have to be a long thing, but make it very positive, which will help you with your confidence. If you want, make your imagination go overboard. We tell people to do this for fear sometimes. Imagine the hypnotist as your favorite cartoon character and him working on you in a very fun, professional way. So this way, when you get there, You're going to see the guy or the woman and you're going to think of them as your cartoon characters and to get rid of a lot of the fear. You might even chuckle, laugh a little bit where you would have been nervous. Now, let's talk about the other side of the nickel. For you hypnosis practitioners watching this, I have some advice for you. Keep in mind there are clients who are afraid to come to see you. We see this as a result of this whole video. Number one, don't be creepy. Okay? By that, go through your office. Is there anything in your office you think that will creep people out? Do you have pendulums or crystals all over the place? Because you might have people who aren't into that. Do you have crosses or religious things, hanging and big statues maybe in the middle of the room that might disturb people, that might worry them? Do you have hokey type things? And you know what I mean by hokey, the old-fashioned hypnotist type things like the hypnodynes and, a guillotine. No, not really a guillotine, but things that are kind of, how should I say, iffy, things that maybe some people would like but others aren't. It might be a good idea to get them out of your office and make it a neutral office to where anyone with any background would feel comfortable. Number two, if you have a website, because most people today are finding you through your website, be sure to have your picture on the main page of your site. Have several pictures of yourself. When people come to your site, they should see a picture because they want to know who they're dealing with. Now, while we're on this topic, don't bait and switch. I knew a practitioner years ago, and a wonderful guy, one of the nicest people you'd like to know. He was kind of, I guess you could say, a country boy, okay? He was like 7 feet tall. On his site, he had pictures of a very professional, young, kind of, I shouldn't say small, but average size black man, okay? Looked to be like a doctor, several places on his site. So when you come to his door, you would expect to see an African American, really handsome, young doctor-looking character. But when you opened the door, you saw this 7-foot, kind of intimidating white man. The only thing missing was the cowboy hat, okay? It's not what they expected. So someone that's expecting who's in the picture and they see this person that looks totally different, that will freak them out. Even though they don't say anything and they come into your office and they sit down, in the back of their mind, they're resisting already. So make sure they get what they see. Okay? Don't bait and switch. Even though the pictures that you put on your website you think look better than you, don't do that. Okay? Advertise yourself. Have your pictures. Next, have real testimonials. What I mean by real testimonials, I know a lot of people out there putting testimonials from maybe their relatives or people that they just made up. I've actually gone on practitioner sites before and found some of my testimonials and my pictures on their sites. Okay, don't take pictures and testimonials and things from other sites. Get testimonials from your clients, okay? Ask them to do it. If you want, offer them a discount for your next session. But get testimonials, put them on your site, and put as many as you can. The more you get, the better. With these testimonials, if you could take a snapshot of them or even a video testimonial, most clients probably won't do that, but at least get a snapshot of them and put that beside their picture. Again, your clients are going to go, they're going to see pictures with real testimonials, and they'll feel comfortable. Now, what I said, the more the better. Imagine going onto a site that has 3 testimonials compared to a site that has 20 testimonials. With the 3 testimonials, they'll probably say, oh, that's his brother, mother, and sister, okay? With 20 testimonials, you'll start reading through them. There's so many of them, after a while, you'll say, oh, this guy's got to be good because he has so many of them. People don't even read through all of them. I've seen some people that have up to 50 testimonials. That's kind of overkill, but will you read through every one of them? No. That's why when you're purchasing books on Amazon or different places, they try to get as many book reviews. The more book reviews they have, the more you're going to sell books. People don't even read through most of them. They just want to see that there's a lot there. So, testimonials. Have an inviting office environment. So have it inviting, comfortable, bright, cheery, as well as an inviting personality, okay? If you have a gruff personality, if you've been told about that, Work on it, okay? Be inviting, be comfortable. And finally, this one might seem funny, but I've seen it before. Be professional with your clients. It is not your personal dating platform, okay? Don't be hitting on your clients. For those of you that are single, okay, and especially for those of you that are married, okay, be professional. They're there because they want your help. Give them your best services. Keep the personal out of it. The more personal sometimes you get, the more it takes away from the situation. I know a doctor I went to visit just recently. Here's an MD. He was telling me all about his past, his time in the service. This was a VA doctor. Some of the problems he had with clients, some of the complaints he had, and he was going on and on and on to the point where I was looking for the door. I want to get out of here. This guy is, way too strange for me. So be professional. Get to the point, get it done, and move on to your next client. Now, let's talk a little bit about hypnosis session alternatives. Okay, if your fear is so bad that even interviewing someone or researching them isn't going to help you, what can you do for hypnosis? Well, there's still alternatives. Number one is be hypnotized from your home. If you want to be hypnotized by a professional hypnotherapist, research online for those who do telephone hypnosis. But the same thing, look into their background. Make sure they've done more than one telephone hypnosis or one hypnosis session. Even though they might be new to telephone hypnosis, if they've done hypnosis sessions, live in-person ones for a while, then they'll be okay with the telephone hypnosis too, because it's pretty much the same thing. Other than telephone hypnosis, you can do it on your own if you don't want to have anyone speaking to you when you're in hypnosis. So how would you do that? Well, a lot of places sell MP3s, complete hypnosis MP3s or CDs. Matter of fact, if you go on to our hypnosis store, here's a little plug, we have a section just for complete hypnosis session MP3s, and you have a list of pretty much anything you'd like to be hypnotized for. Or you can get a book on self-hypnosis and practice self-hypnosis on yourself. Or you can just create positive affirmations. There's plenty of places that'll show you how to do that. Positive affirmations, and read them to yourself daily, which is still giving yourself the positive suggestions, which is a form of hypnosis. Some people just read them to themselves once or twice a day, taking the time while imagining what's being said. Some people like to cut them up, print them bigger and cut them up in strips about this big and post them in different places. So when you walk by, you're seeing it, making you think about it constantly, whatever the positive suggestion is. So there's quite a few things. I gave you information, general information on going to see a hypnotist, what you can physically do by researching them and then using your imagination, role play, going through the whole session before you get there to make you comfortable. We spoke about credibility issues to the practitioner and do's and don'ts that you can do to help clients be comfortable with you, and self-hypnosis alternatives. I hope this answers your question, Ludmilla, and helps everybody else answer their questions as well. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions, go ahead and send them in, and have a great day.